Hi, everybody. Coach Dave Midgley alongside Otto Simon for this, the crescendo of the 2022 Test rugby season for South Africa. It is an encounter that everybody is looking forward to, and it is one that South Africa would like to finish on a high. You're listening to One World Sports Radio. This is your only place for sport broadcasting, both cricket and rugby, and we're with you every step of the way. Before I introduce my colleague, Otto Simon, make sure that you like us on Facebook. Give this video a thumbs up as well on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and ding the bell. You'll know when we go live every time. Thank you so much for joining us. This is an encounter that promises to be a game that few will easily forget. South Africa, last two times that they've been here to the home of rugby in England, they call it HQ, 1 point losses both times, 2018 and 2021. Otto Simon, how do you favor South Africa's fortunes this evening?
Good evening, everybody. Yes, thank you, David. My name is Otto Simon, at Ozmaster on Twitter, although I don't tweet as much these days. I think this is very important for both teams leading up to the World Cup. Preparation for next year's tournament, the defending champion South Africa, out to prove a point after disappointing performances against Ireland and that second match against France that didn't go to plan for the Springboks. So better play against Italy, huge improvement against France at times. But they'll want to really show that they are going to defend their title in France next year. So hopefully the Springboks can put something together here. We saw an amazing game just before this one between Wales and Australia that went down to the wire. Let's hope it's a bit more comfortable victory for the Springboks, but I think it is going to be a very tight test match. So looking forward to it. Nervous, excited. Last match on tour for the Springboks, and they'll be itching to get one over the old foe. So, I think Dave has got some small issue there. I'm just going to take us through the Springbok team, starting with the forwards. Number 1, Oxenche. 2, Bongi Mbonambi. Frans Malherbe at tight head prop is the front row, with Eben Etzebeth and Marvin Ori at 4 and 5. Siya Kolisi, the captain, at number 6. Franco Mostert at 7. Ivan Roos gets a start in his third test match at number 8. The back line, Faf de Klerk, Damian Willemse at 10. Damian Dalenda and Jesse Kriel are the centre pairing for tonight, with Makazole Mapimpi and Kurtley Arendse at 11 and 14, Willie Leroux at number 15. Won't you please take us through the England squad, Mr. Midgley? There's no audio coming through from Dave.
Sorry, there we go. Marco Vunipola, Jamie George, and Carl Sinclair are your front three for this evening's game. Mauro Itoje and Johnny Hill in a familiar lock pairing. Alex Coles partners Tom Curry with Biddy Vunipola at the back three. Jack van Poortvliet is a halfback pair for Marcus Smith, who's at number 10. Johnny May, the evergreen, seemingly Johnny May, is at left wing. Right wing, Tommy Freeman. Owen Farrell, England's captain, receiving 100 caps last weekend, his 101st this evening. Manu Tuolangi, his 50th cap in the white of England with a rose on his chest. So with Freddie Stewart wrapping up the England lineup, but it promises to be an encounter that I said both sides will be licking their chops. South Africa, Otto Simon, 23 times that they've played in England, 22 times there has been a result. South Africa only drawing once at Crystal Palace in 1906. So both sides know that there's a victory on the cards, but who is it that will want their hand on that bit of glory this evening? Angus Gardner is the referee from Rugby Australia, and he's ably supported by the man behind the TV, Ben Whitehouse from Wales. Andrew Brace and Pierre Brousset are his team on the sidelines. And so it's going to be interesting to see how the implementation of Laws is going to be here. Courtney Laws is not playing in this game, if anybody was on pun watch. England get us underway just outside of South Africa's 22. Ori collects it, and he's got good support from Roos. Just over their 22-meter line, the Springboks have possession. Faf de Klerk calling for support from Oxenchair. Gardner says, use it once, sir. High hanging box kick off the back. Kolisi in pursuit with Etzebeth, and bang, there's a double smash on the recipient between 10 and halfway, but England have the ball. Running it through their hands now, looking to go through with the forwards. Hard work here from Van Portfleet to look for an option. He goes to Marcus Smith, who's a cross kick just outside South Africa's 22. Villileroux with a good catch. Willemse runs into contact and immediately rolls out and gives it away to Villileroux again. South Africa stripped of the ball, and now away he goes, does Carl Sinclair over the 22-meter line. South Africa then steal it away because it's dirty inside their own 22, and poor bit of work there from England. They were A for away seemingly, and then not able to make the most of an opportunity that could have nearly produced a try within the first minute here. Halfway mark is where this kick is, just inside England's halfway, and it'll be a line out to England. Early drama here to Simon.
Yes, but scrappy from England there. Let's go.
From the line out, and Marcus Smith kicking this deep into the corner there, where Villileroux is once again the recipient. Kurtley Arendse breaks away from one tackle and looks to get away from Owen Farrell. Not able to do so as he heads up towards the 10-meter line. Faf de Klerk looking for Frans Moherbe. No real net gain there as they kind of just end up where they began. Looking like a type of more, but not quite there. Just some vigorous rucking from both sets of forwards. Ori in support, and Arendse finally back on his feet. That was good. We were just slightly concerned that he was taking some time to get back on his feet. Box kick coming now from Faf de Klerk. Is it going to be a simple catch? And it's not. It's a poor catch from Freddie Stewart, and it's a knock-on. South Africa will have the first scrum of the game just over the 10-meter line, between 10 and 22, but closer to 10-meter line, far side of the park. South Africa playing left to right.
Is this pressure by the South Africans, or is this a nervous England team? I think it's the latter. I think that this England team know that after the draw against New Zealand, they came back to get the draw there against New Zealand, but they will be feeling some nerves here, and it's showing in the way they're playing at the moment, I would say. Scrum is about 10 meters from the far side touchline. South Africa, as was mentioned, playing left to right on our screens. 10 meters from the far side touchline, about 5 meters inside the 10-meter line of England. And Faf de Klerk will have the put in. 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes gone, 0 points apiece.
Nice opportunity here for Marvin Ori and Evan Roos. Evan Roos, like you mentioned, third game today, so he'll want to make an impact in this game and doing some cleaning. Short-term penalty, and it's the English who are the ones that are guilty in that instance. Looks like Carl Sinclair is the man going down there. And so South Africa opting once again for the scrum. And the referee just giving a small explanation. And Oxenchair looking sheepish, although it didn't seem like it was his fault. So I'm not quite sure why he looks, guilty there.
I'm a bit behind you here, so I'm looking at the scrum now. And, Oxenchair was folding into the scrum there, scrumming into the hooker of England. So, but the referee says that England was the offenders there, with indicating that they were scrumming skew. So maybe that's what pushed Ox. Yeah.
From Gardner, fed by Faf de Klerk, going down again. Penalty advantage for the Springboks. Evan Roos picks up out the back, and the referee is squished in between some players there, and he eventually blows his whistle and says, "Hold on." Billy Vunipola, thinking he could enjoin the two eighth men between, with the referee in between in a sandwich.
Well, it's going to be a tough battle. Let's see who cracks first.
It was a good
thank you very much, everyone, for watching.
Go for it.
And listening. Yeah, 5 minutes gone here on my screen, for 4 minutes 46, with no points apiece.
Yeah,
some issues.
No worry. Carl Sinclair just grimacing as he walked away from that scrum there. He knew that there were 2 errors on his part, and so he'll want to fix that when the opportunity once again presents itself. Just under 5 minutes, and there's the 5-minute mark. Van der Klerk is the man who is going to be offering kicking duties for South Africa, presumably until Mani Libok gets an opportunity to make his way on the park. South Africa consistently opting for either Cheslin Kolbe, who's not available this week because this game, remember, falls outside of the test window. But nevertheless, Van der Klerk steps up with the left boot and he shanks it about 10 meters wide of the left-hand upright. He won't be happy with that, and so it remains goalless or scoreless at Twickenham, also known as HQ.
Yeah, it's very interesting that Damian Willemse is not trusted with the kicking tee.
22 drop out here from Owen Farrell. Between 10 and halfway, Ori takes the catch. Immediately swamped by an Englishman, and South Africa are penalized for their poor behavior. Maro Toje, the man who loves to be under the skin of everybody when it comes to the breakdown. Reminds me a little bit of Heinrich Brousseau for South Africa. Just a thorn in the side, and you just wanted to get rid of him. No release there from Ori.
Yeah, it's actually a penalty to England there.
Yeah, England collecting that one. This one's kicked out between 10 and 22. George with the ball in his hand. They're going for a quick throw here. South Africa attempting to try and turn it over. Itoje through to Van Poortvliet. In the middle now with a penalty advantage. Van Poortvliet again looking for Marco Vunipola. Back inside they come. Bad pass there. It puts a little bit of pressure on Itoje. Turned over by South Africa, but remember, the referee said that there was a penalty advantage, and so they're able to come back for that one. South Africa have got to make sure that they don't let these errors creep up early in the game, and it was an offside call from referee Angus Gardner. Deciding to go for poles are England. And it's nearly in front of the uprights. So it's going to be a fairly straightforward kick here for Owen Farrell. He's just outside the 22-meter line, presumably 24 meters away, give or take. Career average of 86% through the poles, so normally quite reliable. A crucial man in any side's performances when it comes to goal kicking. The captain himself, 100 caps in the last game. One of, I think, less than 5 Englishmen. I think it's 3 Englishmen that have 100 caps to their name. Tweet if you know who they are. At one.
Sounds about right.
Farrell steps up and slots it through. No, I stand corrected. The flags have not gone up. I certainly thought that on that angle, he'd comfortably put it through the upright. Not really the case this evening. With rain predicted, those handling errors are going to prove all the difference in the game. Willemse kicks this one off, and it's near the middle of the park. Billy Vunipola this time, the recipient. Brought down on halfway by Ori and Kolisi. Now England trying to make it over that halfway line. Van Poortvliet through to his number 10, who thumps this away downfield. Inside his 22-meter line is Valileru, and he calls for the mark call and is given it.
9 minutes gone, 0 points each in London at Twickenham. It's turning out to be a real test match so far.
Kicked downfield and immediately returned to the South Africans. It'll be a catch outside the 22-meter line. Damian Willemse knocking it forward here, and the referee says England have a penalty advantage. Van Poortvliet sending it to the near side of the park. England with space out wide. They're running into a bit of traffic here. South Africa run into their space and try and shut them down there. The referee says let's go back for a penalty advantage as it goes out. So it's a knock on there by Damian Willemse in trying to retrieve that.
Yes, indeed. So coming up on 10 minutes, England will have a scrum. That kick by Owen Farrell was really strange. It was right in the middle of the field, just outside the 22. We see the knock forward here, says the referee, by Damian Willemse. He actually knocked it back, and then as he went to ground, he tried to grab at the ball, and that's when the knock-on actually happened. So if he just let that go, England would have had possession. Anyway, as it stands now, South Africa 3 handling errors so far with 10 minutes played. Only one by England, that knock-on off the kickoff there, or one of the kick receipts there. And so it will be a scrum to England with Van Poortvliet putting the ball into the scrum just outside the 22 of South Africa, about 20 meters from the far side touchline. So really good attacking position here for England. Now we have a stoppage in play as there's some water bearers on the field. I'm not sure why we are stopping play right now. I can't see anybody injured. I thought I might have seen an Englishman on the near side getting some attention, but there's a huddle by the Springboks roundabout where the scrum is due to take place. And
all the South Africans are there, so it's not a green and gold man who is receiving treatment. But harsh words here, no doubt, from the front rows here, saying, "Come on, we've got to make sure that the scrum is a clean one here." Dion Fourie giving some advice there as water carrier, and there's a discussion between Mbonambi and Gardner. They no doubt will have had a chat before the game, the front rowers and the referee, about what his expectations are.
Yeah, that's usually how it's done. So my stream is just frozen a little bit here, waiting for the scrum to start. It looks like they are ready to resume.
You've got the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, if I can get some video coming through here.
No problem. It's still a delay. We're still waiting for the scrum to set. There we go. Crouch.
Okay.
Is the call. Bind. And a little bit of an early engagement there, I think, from the English side. So the referee just saying, well, everybody have a deep breath. We spoke about this in the change rooms before the match. I cannot be talking to both front rows. It's a basic issue. Both sides have a deep breath, and let's make sure that we scrum's right.
I can see the scrum now here on my screen. Let's see where I'm at. I'm at 10 minutes and 52 seconds now. Still no score for either side. There we go. The scrum is reset, as you mentioned, David. Thank you very much for that. And down I go. It's my daughter's birthday party, so I'm banished here to my office outside the house.
Going down.
Apologies for that.
No problem. Scrum going down again, and so South Africa are the guilty party this time, and slaps on the backs of all the forwards there for their hard work. England opting to attempt to take the 3 points. Immediately after the set there, it was, goodness me, that looked a bit shady. I mean, if you're watching the feed, Marco Vunipola looked very much like he was dragging down South Africa's number 3, Frans Malherbe. So I'm not quite sure how the referees let that go. But Frans Malherbe looking as bemused as I am, because immediately after contact there, Vunipola has just held onto the shirt of Frans Malherbe, as he rightly should in the bind, but he's just dragged it down. His is the elbow that's touched first, and then he's the one who receives the penalty. Nevertheless, England now with an opportunity to finally get on the scoreboard. 12 minutes, 40 seconds gone. And he's already missed one. This one, 34 meters on the angle. Further out, and just ajar of the right hand upright. And as a right-footed kicker, this should be a slightly easier one, you would think. Although the previous one should have been a gimme. Farrell looking up into the heavens, lining it up mentally. Taking his time with this one. Steps back, steps forward. 1, 2, 3, bang. Has he hit it? This one looks a for away. The referees raise their flag, and England take the lead in this final game of the 2022 Test Rugby season. 3-0 is where the score is, 13 and a half minutes gone.
Yeah, thanks so much for that, Dave. Still trying to sort out the niggles here on my side. So let me take this opportunity to say thank you to everybody listening to us. Tell your friends if they can't get in front of a TV, or if they don't like the official commentators, they can listen to alternative radio commentary on 1WSR.com. And this is our final rugby match of the year. So we're very excited to bring you this. So thank you very much for your support. We do truly appreciate it.
Kickoff received by England. There was a long centipede there and immediately kicked away. Getting in his own teammates' way there was Jesse Kriel. Damien Willemse having to get some support there from his back players of all the types of players. Itoje immediately on the Springboks, and he's not rolling away. Certainly that has to be the case. He's proving a thorn in the side of the South Africans, and hopefully the Australian referee is going to be able to pick that up. Just inside South Africa's half, between 10 and 22, but closer to 10. Faf de Klerk setting up for a box kick, and he does. This one is a little bit flatter this time and picked up by the number 15, Freddie Stewart. Not really getting anywhere, and so England are now being put under pressure. Massive smash on by Eben Etzebeth there on Sinclair. Again, South Africa with the rush defense. And the referee says, whoa, everybody have a deep breath. There was a hectic tackle there on Owen Farrell. And it'll be a South African penalty. That's a surprise. Really, I thought that would have been just geeing up his boys there. Just going through that again. Sinclair smashed by Etzebeth. And then Jesse Kriel having to cover in defense there. Owen Farrell got a pass. He tried to tap it on to his number 11, Johnny May, but it was completely forward. It wasn't even anywhere near what he should have been doing when you get a pass like that. You cannot just tap it forward as if it were a hot potato and say that's okay. So England's captain, 101st game today, as I mentioned. It's such a special occasion when any player picks up a 100th cap. Manu Tuilagi, as I mentioned, the outside centre, picking up his 50th cap. But we haven't seen all that much of him as with the scrum, about 20 meters in from the near side touchline, exactly halfway between 10 and 22. And Angus Gardner's having a word once again with the front rows of both sides. A number of penalties early on here. Let's see how Vunipola goes.
Useless this side, so thank you, David, for filling in. I'll let you know as soon as I'm able to continue.
Not a problem. Right. Faf de Klerk with ball in hand. Crouch, bind, set. There's the call. Right. Now can these two front rows hold up? It's a steady scrum and it goes down again. South Africa with the advantage. Faf de Klerk picks and goes from the back. He's got Kurtley Orange on the outside. Grubber kick down the inside. England man obstructing the South African player. And somehow England have been allowed to continue. I thought that there was a penalty advantage. South Africa have had enough. And between Etzebeth and Kolisi, they've absolutely manhandled Alex Coles into touch on the near side touchline, with Evan Roos having a word with Billy Vunipola.
I don't really think that was an obstruction. Kurtley Orange just pushing the England player on the ground.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been. I'm surprised that the advantage didn't continue there, but nevertheless. Mbonambi now ready with the throw. He finds Etzebeth, who hands it away to Roos, to Kolisi. Kolisi with Willemse in the middle of the field. Support from Kurtley Orange. Oxenchair picks and goes. He breaks away from one tackle and a second, and then he's eventually brought down. Another pick and go from a South African forward in the middle of the park, just to the right of the uprights. South Africa making sure they're setting things up. Penalty advantage. Maro Itoje finally given grief for his sins. South Africa chip into the in-goal area of England, and it goes over the back line. And a valiant attempt there by Eben Etzebeth. But to my knowledge, there should be a penalty coming again, and that's why Willie Leroux has decided to chip kick there. It was a high tackle, is the call there from Angus Gardner. It was Evan Roos who was being poorly tackled there by Coles, and they weren't going to let him go there. And that's why referee Angus Gardner said that's shocking. He's grabbed his under his left armpit and then around his neck with the right arm there has Coles. So really just basic stuff that you should fix. South Africa opting to go for poles in this instance, hoping to get on the scoreboard. Remember that at the 17.5-minute mark, South Africa trail England 3-0. It's just the second start for Alex Coles. He's normally a bench man, but the coach for England, Eddie Jones, opting to rotate his starters and finishers, in inverted commas, as he usually likes to call them. So he wants to feel confident in that. Ria Vardaman says, good evening, guys. May the best man, in brackets, SA win. Thank you, Ria. Good to have you with us this evening. South Africa trailing by 3 points here at HQ, as it's affectionately known. Twickenham, the home of England rugby. Not anymore, because Faf de Klerk has just thumped that through the uprights. It's 3 points each. 18 minutes, 23 seconds gone on the clock. South Africa back in this contest. And with the bench that they have, the final 20 minutes of both the first and second half are going to be crucial for this South African side. A side that usually has been beneficial for the scoreboard, the South African scoreboard, in the last 20 minutes of both the halves. Faf de Klerk collecting this one, hands it off to Veliru, who gives it to Willemse. Willemse thumps it away inside his own 22, over the near side touchline, and the referee's assistant on the near side has raised his flag and said, that one's out, fella. So 19 minutes gone, 3 points apiece, and it looks like a quick throw here from George. Is he going to go? He does. He goes short in the line-out through Van Poortvliet. Now with a bit of dummy running there by Tunolangi, wanting to put his name on this game in his 50th test match. South Africa not really committing men to the breakdown. Here we go through Sinclair with assistance from Vunipola. Marco, not Billy, going through their hands there, looking for some set plays. Are the English? It's an important game here for Marcus Smith. This is kicked into South Africa's 22 on the bounce. Leroux, can he get away there? Grubbers it away, and now England have an opportunity to attack from outside South Africa's 22. Curry then finding Bully Vunipola, stumbling up towards the 22-meter line of the South Africans. Now here we go, the England forwards trying to crash their way through the advantage line here. Evan Roos trying to fight for everything, and there's a penalty advantage for England here, no doubt, because of the offside. Bit of a bumble there from the English players, and so they'll come back for the penalty advantage. Referee saying that wasn't good enough. Will they go for the 3 points, or will they look to go for the corner?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. 4 penalties conceded now by South Africa, only 2 by England. 20 and a half minutes gone, 3 points apiece. It looks like Farrell is getting ready to take the kick. The tea is brought to him now, along with a water bottle. So time is ticking. Owen Farrell can't take too much time here. He puts the tea down. Eddie Jones, with his usual expression on his face, kind of intense, with those Joker-like Jack Nicholson eyebrows of his, pointed sharply into the air.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
He does. That Polynesian people, that kind of look that he has about him, very stern, and very, very much expression and passion in his face and his eyebrows. Owen Farrell looks up at the posts, down at the ball, as he's focused now to send this one through the uprights with his right foot. Drags his toe on the ground as he usually does. Sways from one foot to the other as he looks up at the posts at the home of rugby in London, England. Concentration. Steps back. Comes forward. Strikes it now. And the ball flies away to the left. That's not a good sign for England. Somebody stole Owen Farrell's kicking boots. He better get them back, because it looks like this is going to be a very tightly contested test match. Silly mistakes here and there by both teams. 6 penalties so far, only 22 minutes gone, and South Africa will have the dropout from their own 22 by Damian Willemse, who kicks it now high and hanging into the air. Toje is there, slaps it back for England, but Marvin Ari collects, and he's set up the ruck now with Faf de Klerk coming to the short side. Damian Dalenda kicks this one high up into the air. It's going to fall into the hands of Johnny May, who comes outside of his 22 and kicks this with the right foot downfield. Finds touch, and that was not brought back into his 22. I don't think so. I think he caught it inside his own 22. No, says the referee, that was taken back. So there will be a line out to South Africa in a very attacking position. Of course, he ran out of his own 22 and then kicked it. So I think that was Van Poortvliet who actually kicked that ball, because the camera was on him as they come back for the line out just outside the England 22 on the near side of the field. Bongi Mbonambi receives the signal from Richiko Fodichwe and Che, and it goes to Marvin Orie at the front. They set the maul right away, and rumbling forward are the Springboks up to the 22. England managed to skew the maul towards the touchline, and Faf de Klerk now almost has control there. Referee has his arm out for advantage to the Springboks, as now they go rumbling slowly up past the English 22, very close to the touchline on the near side of the field, and the referee assistant on the near side says that maul was taken out. So South Africa will have a penalty kick. That was for collapsing the maul by England. Coming in from the side and collapsing, says referee Wayne Barnes of Australia. 24 minutes gone, 3 points apiece. And no doubt South Africa will also go for posts here. No, those cocky bastards are going for the line out. 5 meters from the English line. Whoa, that better convert into points here for the Springboks. That's a gutsy move. I like it, but I also don't like it, because we want to win this game, guys. Bongi Mbonambi gets another signal here from Nche. And this time he's going to go to the back. Way at the back is Franco Mostert. The maul is set outside the 50-meter line, and now the backs are pouring in here. Another advantage to the Springboks. Bongi Mbonambi with control at the back, being harassed by English players swimming through the middle. Faf de Klerk now sends it to the blind side, and it's fumbled by the Springboks. But that doesn't matter. They're going to come back for the penalty. And trying something there was Faf de Klerk. The pass just hit an Englishman instead of the arms of a Springbok player on attack on the near side. And so the penalty will be very close to the right-hand upright, seeing it from the Springbok side as they're playing left to right. And now Owen Farrell is getting a talking to by Wayne Barnes. No doubt that's a team warning. And so South Africa will have a penalty here, just about 5 meters from the English try line. So the maul well set and lots of backs piling in there. And Wayne Barnes saying that England weren't obeying the rules of the game there.
Yeah, I think it was just England swamping in early before they should have. I think that's where the blunder has come from, the Roses. But Faf de Klerk, is he going to tap and go on the 5-meter line? Surely not. Surely he's not.
Yeah, they haven't indicated a shot at goal. And so Faf de Klerk has got the ball in his hands, and it looks like they're going to go for another line out. Some kind of delay here, but Faf de Klerk with the left foot over the near side touchline, 5 meters from England's try line. Bongi Mbonambi with the third line out in this passage of play. 25 minutes coming up on the clock. And Mbonambi goes to the front where Eben Itzebet passes it straight back to him into the hands of Siya Kolisi, who's held up just outside the try line. He's over the try line now, and Ivan Ruiz gets the ball out of Kolisi's hands and puts it down, but the referee has already blown his whistle and he says it was held up. Oh boy, that could have been a try for Ivan Ruiz there. Could have been his first try, I'm not sure, for the Springboks. He has scored for us, hasn't he?
Nope. Only 2 caps, and this would have been his first game with points under his name.
Oh, you've got the points here. Yeah, he's got no points. Yeah, so thanks again for the stats back here, David. That would have been his first point scored for the Springboks. So now it's Owen Farrell with the ball in his hands, and he will have a goal line dropout. And it doesn't go too far, as it is into the hands of Jesse Kriel, who makes contact with the English players on the 15-meter line from the near side touchline outside the 22. Now it goes to Nche, who rumbles forward and is tackled in the middle of the park. Now for Willie Leroux it comes, and with the left foot he sends it high up into the air. It's going to come down just outside the England 22, almost collected there by Damien Dalende. There's a knock-on, it seems, by England, and it will be a scrum to South Africa, as South Africa also knock on the ball. Billy Vunipola saying they've knocked on first, sir, but It's going to be a scrum to the Springboks on the 22, just outside the 22 of England, and about 10 meters or so from the far side touchline. We'll just check that for you, but it's a good attacking position for South Africa. 26 and a half minutes gone. Time has been stopped. There's a Springbok player receiving attention. It looks like Che on the near side is getting some attention. So there's another break play here.
There was a bit of truck and trailer action there with Mbonambi and Nche. And so when Mbonambi's completed the moment where he's kind of driving Oxenche into that contact, he's immediately thrown his hands up. Now I wonder if there has been a bit of contact, maybe a bit of handling there of Oxenche, and that's where he's picked up that bit of a niggle.
Yeah, we hope he's okay, and we hope you are okay wherever you are. And thank you so much for listening once again. We've got about 130 people, according to our stats here, watching on YouTube and Facebook. Remember, you can send us your comments. You are the third commentator, and you're more than welcome to send us your thoughts. My pick was Springboks by 6. So we're just about ready to get play underway again. 26 and a half minutes, as I mentioned, 3 points each in London at Twickenham. So, scrum to South Africa, and Faf de Klerk has the put in. Now it's an early shove by South Africa. It's a short-arm penalty by referee Wayne Barnes. And that scrum was about 12 meters or so. The free kick is given just outside the 22 and just about on the 50-meter line on the far side. And it's kicked by Marcus Smith downfield. Can't find touch, so Damian Willemse sends it straight back, high up into the air. It's going to come down just outside the 22, 10-meter line, of England. Kicked forward by Makazolo Mapimpi. Rushing through are the South Africans. Marcus Smith under pressure from Mapimpi. Almost tackled by flying Faf de Klerk, who now gets up and gets back to his position. England have the ruck 6 or 7 meters from their own try line. The ball goes to Billy Vunipola, it looks like. Yes, that's him. And he's tackled on the 50-meter line from the far side touchline, 7 meters out of their own try line. Van Poortvliet with the ball at the back will send it up. The box kick has been deflected, I think. Let's see who touched that. It's going to be a line out to England. As far as I can tell, 28 minutes gone, 3 points each. And that will be a line out to England. So that was almost charged down there, touched by a Springbok. And so it will be Jamie George with the throw-in on the 22 of England on the far side of the field. And now the referee is still not happy. There's some numbers issues. And Franco Moster falls out. And now England go to the back where Marvin Orri almost contests it. And as England set their maul, South Africa defend the maul quite well. It's not moving at all at the moment. Very static. Van Poortvliet grabs this one and sends it high up into the London sky. It's going to come down just inside the English half. Mapimpi collects it very nicely, and he's got support from Franco Moster. Now Ivan Roos picks and goes, and they're still inside the English half, about 20 meters from the far side touchline. Now they're waiting for the Caterpillar to be set for Faf de Klerk to send this one high up into the air with the left foot, which he does now. It's going to come down just halfway in between the 10 meter and 22 of England. And there was a knock forward by England as the player went up there into the air. That must have been Tommy Freeman, the right wing. Yeah. Or was it Freddie Stewart, the fullback? I'm not sure.
I think it was Stewart supported by Freeman. Yeah, or Freeman supported by Stewart.
Yeah, I think that's Stewart going up, and they just got in each other's way. Freeman collected the loose ball that was knocked on by Stewart in the air, the number 15 for England. Very thin moustache that he's sporting there. 29 and a half minutes gone, 3 points each. The scrum will be put into South Africa about 10 meters from the far side touchline and 6 or 7 meters outside the Springbok 10-meter line.
Robert Bernstein saying South Africa are going to win this game 36 points to 10. I hope you're right, Robert, because that's Bold call with the game happening the way it is. But I like what you're saying. I like what you're thinking.
Yes.
South Africa
No, that'll be nice.
Of games.
Yeah.
So scrum set now. Half-hour mark in Twickenham. Big push here by the Springboks. Not really going anywhere. The referee saying.
Faf de Klerk sends it out to Damian Dalende, who rumbles forward almost up to the 22. Faf de Klerk now goes to the short side, to the far side. Franco Mostert almost makes it to the 22 of England. England trying to steal the ball, but the Springboks are there. Faf de Klerk now to the open side. Ivan Roos bursts through the first tackle. He's up to the 22 in the middle of the park. Comes to the near side. Damian Willemse once again up to the 22, almost over the advantage line. Faf de Klerk now going to the far side. And it's Frans Malherbe who rumbles it up over the 22. The ball is available just outside. Looks like Damian Dalende, by his running style, sniping through. This one goes back to Willie Leroux. No, that's Damian Willemse with a drop goal attempt, and it's successful. 30 minutes and 50 seconds. And who was that kicked that? That was Damian Willemse with the drop goal. South Africa lead for the first time, 6 points to 3. As Charmaine Sherman says, 24 points to 9 to the Springboks. Her prediction is still on the cards, as is Robert Bernstein's.
Damian Willemse, drop goal out of nowhere. Did he have a word with Johnny Wilkinson in the week? Kick off what?
Franco Mostert.
1 minute's gone. Caught by Franco Mostert just outside his own 22-meter line. Roos in support.
Yeah.
Faf de Klerk. Will he go off for the box kick, or will he look to pick and go? Setting up now for an almost inevitable box kick. Even Carl Sinclair knew it. He turned his back and began to run. Good catch there by Stewart. Now England having to work hard inside South Africa's half. Sinclair smashed by Mbonambi. Look all that convincing in terms of technique. Kolisi with his hands in the air saying, what's going on, ref? Right, now the English have got some support. Bit of screen running there as Tuolangi is brought over halfway. Not happy with the tackle for some reason is Farrell. He thinks it's maybe a bit high. Van Poortvliet finds Billy Vinapola into the South African half, and Eben Etzebeth is hanging on to him like a scared child would hold on to a teddy bear. Box kick, or rather an up and under here for England to try and chase inside the South African half, but only outside the 22-meter line. Willemse with some space. He's got Willie Leroux on his outside. Now with Kurtley Arendse, steps one, steps another. Kurtley Arendse in the corner, and South Africa had the first try of the game. 33 minutes gone, and they lead 11 points to 3 at HQ.
Well, it's starting to look like Robert and Charmaine's predictions are on the cards here. That was an awesome attacking move by the Springbok backline, off of a kick collected by Damian Willemse, mistackled by Freeman, and he steps past one, sends it to Willie Leroux on the inside, Willie Leroux to Kurtley Arendse on the outside, who goes inside-outside on Marcus Smith and dives over the England try line in the near side corner. What a try by the Springbok back three, and Damian Willemse there combining with an excellent counter-attack there. Very clinical. Marcus Smith just stood up there in the tackle by Kurtley Arendse, and Manikis Roo, eat your heart out. Diving over the line goes Kurtley Arendse. Wow, that was awesome. Awesome!
Saying Booker 27 points to 18, so a lot of confident South African fans and joining us. Thank you on Facebook for all of those comments. If you're on YouTube, say what's up, say hi, say hello, say good evening, ciao, buonasera, whatever it is that you want to say hi, whatever language you are joining us with. We are absolutely grateful to you for joining us this evening. Faf de Klerk, near side touchline. He's got a tough kick here, but he's not able to curl it inside, and it goes across the face of goal. But what a great move by the South Africans. Deep kick outside their own 22s where Willemse collected it. Maybe half a step outside his own line. Steps one, inside to Willie Leroux, outside to Kurtley Arendse, and the man with rocket shoes wasn't going to miss out on an opportunity to sidestep England's number 10 and cross the chalk there. Boy, oh boy, the big smile on the man's face. Kickoff once again through to the center of the field, and South Africa collect with Willie Leroux and immediately smash, but good support there from Franco Mostert into Etzebeth, who tries to drive his way up to the 22-meter line. South Africa not able to keep the possession of the ball, or are they? No, good bit of work there from counter-rucking Springboks. Faf de Klerk setting up for the box kick. Ori extending himself in the blocking position. South Africa go with the throw. Leroux outside to Willemse. Willemse running it away here. England seemingly running away and not wanting to tackle. Inside to Kurtley Arendse. Is he going to have another one? Grab a kick through, and it's stopped by the English in the 10 to 22 meter line. The referee blows his whistle. It'll be a South African penalty here. Wow. Oh, wow. The Springboks have decided, boy, oh boy, are we not playing a game that you think we would. South Africa set up for a box kick, and then Willemse decided, not, my friend. I'm not going to play how you want. And Kurtley Arendse wants a second in quick succession here. Wow.
Yeah, that's a very exciting play here by Damian Willemse once again. And I just want to say, if Faf de Klerk is going to keep missing kicks, why not give Damian Willemse another go? I mean, the way he's playing in open play, surely he's got the confidence back. Sviwe Johnson says Springboks 40, England 27. And then Gerard says Arendse the demon, the speed demon. Phil Smith said copy paste repeat kick going Bokke, dag Boete, dag meneer Smits. After Clark to put into the scrum.
Feed 4 minutes away from halftime, it collapses and South Africa will have a pick and go for Roos, who is troubled somewhat by Coles, but he's not able to put enough pressure with the penalty advantage. Willemse running the ball now to Dalende in midfield, brought down by Smith, but able to sneak away from that one. Again, what looks like a seatbelt tackle. Nevertheless, Faf de Klerk not going for the dummy run. Kurtley Arendse out on the near side touchline. Steps one, steps another, and he's got good support from Roos. At the back of the ruck goes Faf de Klerk. Inside to Mbonambi. Not using their forwards as you would traditionally expect them to, and the referee blows his whistle and says, oh, there was a bit of a high tackle, so we'll go for a penalty there. England not showing good tackle technique, as Mbonambi says that he needs some support from the medical staff.
Yeah, and they're under pressure, the English defense here, because South Africa are breaking tackles almost at will. And so the English having to revert to high tackles to stop the ball from being recycled quickly. And a double tackle there by Vunipola and Alex Coles on Mbonambi, with Billy Vunipola being the guilty party, making contact with the neck and head. So that's a slip there by the refereeing team, I would say. The score is 3 points to 11. Yeah,
South Africa lead 11-3. Yes, and you can see it on our broadcast. We've got an awesome little scorecard courtesy of our master behind the scenes, Otto Simon, but he's also master in front of the mic. South Africa with 3 minutes left, 2 minutes rather, before halftime. About 7 meters out of the England touchline. Can they score, try line rather, can they score ahead of the break? Ori, the intended target, and he is the man they go for. South Africa piling men in, and it's going sideways towards the poles. Referee saying, now you can join in, and South Africa are still moving forward, not really getting forward momentum. Kolisi trying to snipe away, and he was actually held back by Frans Malherbe. Penalty advantage for the Springboks coming. And referee Gardner says, no, we're going to go back here for the English being offside. And I think he's going to have a word here with Owen Farrell. Not happy. Is he going to signal a penalty try here? Because he's heading towards the uprights here. Going to be interesting to see. Jaco Miller says, awesome vibe. Thanks. 37-15 to the Springboks. Go one more. Penalty for the Springboks right in front of the uprights, 5 meters out. Surely there's got to be an option of either a tap and go here or backing themselves to go through the line out. What does
I think that the Springboks have sensed some blood in the water here, but no, they're going to go back for the penalty kick. Come on, guys, give Damian Willemse another try for the place kicking. Maybe he's injured his foot or something, because if Faf de Klerk is missing every second kick. Yeah, but I mean, if Faf de Klerk is missing every second kick, you know, give Willemse a try. He is a place kicker. He's a you know, that's what he does for the Stormers, and he does it really well. It's so strange. There must be something else that that we're not hearing about or that I'm not aware of. So if you know
Charmaine
something
Sherman.
about Willemse,
Yes, I don't know if she's just updating on the score or predicting it, but she's saying it's 11 points to 3, perhaps just sharing the thoughts there for one of our awesome fans, Ako Mapotoza. If you want to support us, please, patreon.com/OneWorldSR. If you want to become a commentator or if you want to advertise, admin@onewsr.com. We appreciate every single view you give us. Awesome vibe last weekend as South Africa trounced the Italians after they'd come back from a remarkable win against Australia. Georgia deciding that Wales are not a tier 1 nation and upsetting there. 1 from 3 for Faf de Klerk this evening as the hooter goes for halftime to the right of the uprights. And this time it's successful. So South Africa lead at the halfway mark, 14 points to 3. A Kurtley Arendse try that really just was an immaculate bit of South African backs work. And that put the pressure on the English. And the halftime whistle hasn't been blown yet, but Farrell will kick this to the South Africans. It doesn't go very far, but just over the 10-meter required line. Arendse, the collection agent there, and Faf de Klerk just ordering his men in. This one goes to Willemse and he kicks it over the near side touchline. So at the halfway mark, South Africa lead 14 points to 3. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have some awesome entertainment for you at the halftime break. If you want to support, don't forget, like, subscribe, and ding the bell so that you know when we go live. This is the final game of the 2022 Test season, the last game of the Autumn Nation Series, and it is one that everybody has been enjoying. Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you just after the break. I'm Coach Dave, and alongside me for the first 40 at least has been Otto Simon.
Thank you so much, Coach Dave. And while we take a break and the rugby players also take the half-time break, you are in for a treat. This is one of my favorite, shall we say, programs or features on the Cheap Seats podcast, which is our football podcast, where you can get some fantasy football league tips. You can get some insights from our commentators and journalists and fans. You can also interact with them as they do their podcast live. So make sure that you subscribe to YouTube. And this is the episode for Date Night Drip World Cup Kit 2022 edition. And this is essential for you to know which of the World Cup kits you should wear on a date, especially a first date, to make a good impression and also show your passion for football. So here we go. Please enjoy, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Cheap Seats. This is your Premier League show, a Premier League podcast where we talk all things Premier League, but there is no Premier League this week. There is a team that's at the top of the table from North London, so woohoo! Good times. And they'll be top of the table on Christmas because there won't be any football until then. And that is Arsenal. We've got Kent, we've got Yusuf here, we've got AB. We're going to be doing our date night drip episode for the World Cup. Remember, the show is sponsored by Classic Shirts ZA. We're going to put the logo right on the corner of Kent there. Please remember to go to their website as well as their Instagram page to go get all the kits that we're going to be talking about today. We're going through a World Cup date night drip, as you saw in the title. So, yeah, we're going to determine whether you can go out in the next 4 or 5 weeks in these shirts on a date. If your girl or your person says, hey, let's go on a date, you're like, actually, let me wear the Qatar home kit because they're playing tonight or whatever it is. See, I'm wearing Bafana because they're playing tonight. Nobody knew they were playing, but they are playing tonight. They're playing Mozambique. They're not at the World Cup. They're playing some random friendly somewhere. But let me greet the guys. Kent, it's been a while. How are you doing?
No, I'm doing well, thanks. As you alluded to earlier, it's nice to have my team at least winning some football for once. So I can't complain. I'm excited for the World Cup, I must say.
No, I am excited as well. AB, how are you doing?
I'm good. I mean, I'm glad Man United aren't playing football anymore.
For like
I'm
6
not
weeks.
excited for the World Cup because it's international football, and I could think of anything better than international football. Rather just work, honestly, just work than watch international football. But it's good. Like there's golf on TV. The DP World Tour.
Yes, there is.
Sunshine Tour is still happening. So yeah, there's golf on TV, man. And I'm gonna play golf soon. So
Okay. Yusuf, how are you doing? Yusuf still fiddling with the mute button.
Hi. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
My internet is really acting up right now.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm doing good. I'm very excited to watch the World Cup. Just that buzz and that reminder of 2010 for me. All the hold up to the World Cup, so it's exciting.
Yusuf, just fix your camera a little bit there. We're seeing like half of your face. You look like a villain there. There we go. That's the face of the man who is the face behind Classic Shirts ZA. So you can go get all these shirts, well, most of these shirts. I don't know if Yusuf, you've got the Qatar home kit if I need it. But all these shirts are on his website and you can go there and purchase them with the discount code CheapSeats99. It's to let Yusuf know that you are watching our podcast or listening to it. And you actually are a fan of soccer. So that's what it is. So tonight is Date Night Drip World Cup edition. And so, guys, I wanted to do it based on how teams finished last time. But then I realized today that actually, just like Qatar realized after the draw, that actually they're not playing the first game. So they put themselves in front. And that's why we have a World Cup starting on a Sunday. So I am going to start with the home team because it is the first World Cup in the Middle East. So Qatar they'll be donning the maroon kit on Sunday when they play Ecuador. Gents, I'm going to start with Kenton. We'll go to AB, then Yusuf. For a home team, you're hosting the first ever World Cup in the Middle East. You know, obviously they paid money for this World Cup. What do you think, AB? Kent. Sorry, I said AB and I said Kent. What do you think?
No, I think that is a pretty plain kit. It's pretty. You can go with maybe the minimalistic look. That it's less is better or less is more. But it doesn't seem like it's a kit that's too hard to maybe replicate illegally. But yeah, I think it's neat. It at least has no ugly patterns. It's quite simple. The colors are actually quite nice as well. I haven't seen the shorts that go with it. Maybe quite important how the shorts look.
They'd be maroon as well.
Okay, so will it be full white, full maroon?
Yes.
Okay. No, if I have to give it a rating, I'll give it a 6.5.
Wow.
AB, would you wear this out on a date?
No. I mean, there's nothing.
Even if they paid you $1.5 million.
Okay, maybe $1.5 million. But I mean, there's nothing about these kits that like are attractive. Like, yes, I get less is more, but here there's nothing. Like, there is absolutely nothing. They've got that little triangle on there because there's a triangle on their flag. The color I get, it's fine. The badge has to be there. And then the white shirt looks like a bunch of kids were playing football out in the streets and their white shirt and like a ball hit them. Damn, it's dirty now. Now I have to go home and clean my shirt. No, man, this is a 4 out of 10 kit.
Yusuf, what's the number there?
So, for me also a 4 out of 10. It's just a template. If you go and buy those sets of 14 that you buy for your local team, you're going to get that same red kit there and just paste the Qatar logo on it and put some triangles on the sleeve. And they're the host nation, man. Come on. It's so disappointing.
Yeah, look,
but
look, Nike.
Sorry, Mpo,
Look, Nike didn't try.
Sorry, Mpo, I just got a phone call and an SMS in my bank account or from my bank. So actually, this is more of a 9 out of 10 kit.
Wait, where do we get these SMSs and phone calls? I know they were looking for fans. They were looking for
We're streaming live to YouTube. That's what I'm saying. Well, watch it.
Okay, cool. Qatar, that kit is a 9 out of 10. Best home kit ever. Please send me one and I'll wear it out on a date with a little bit of cash in my bank account. We'll talk about it later. Let's talk about the world champions, guys. France went a little bit more gold because they're world champions with the tech. I'm going to start with Joey, with Yusuf, because you've seen this kit, and you sell this kit on your website. What's your number for the world champions, and are they going to be lifting the trophy with this kit?
So for me, contrary to what we believe, so Arsenal have wonderful kits and they lead in the league. So I think France are going to win the league also. This set, wow. I don't know if you guys watched, I was on SuperSport over the weekend and I chose to wear that home kit on that Marhaba show. So for me, 10 out of 10 for the home kit. I really, really like the design. I know, Mpo, you do too on the away kit.
Yeah.
So very, very solid lineup for me, just like the lineup that's going to play. I'm looking forward to seeing it on the field.
Okay. Kent, I know you more leaning England for normally. Are the Frenchies looking good?
So I think the France, of course, have a chance to win it. They coming out. I'm not as convinced with their midfield. I think their midfield could be a bit better, but the kit looks good. I like the home kit. I like that gold, and that is it's got the X factor finishes. You can't write off a team that has Mbappe and a defense like theirs. Will be interesting to see if William Saliba makes the starting lineup or not.
Well, we hope William Saliba makes the starting lineup. AB, are you wearing that out on a date?
So, like, which one though? This is the thing, Laura, right? Because
give me the white one any day.
Like
any day.
I understand like Yusuf's love of this home kit. I would say the home kit is a 9.5 out of 10, but this white one, like the detail of like the prints, and then on the side you've got that blue, white, red sort of like elastic material. I think this white kit is probably the best kit at this World Cup. So that's a 10 for me. So just depends. Like, you can't wear the blue one on dark jeans, so you probably need to wear that on white pants. Kent probably has like 10 pairs of white pants. We can rock that. But for me, the white one, so good, so good.
Yeah,
if only so I could play golf in it. But
yes, so that's the thing. You know, swap the collar from the blue shirt, put it on the white shirt, and you have a winner. Yeah. That's the only difference for me. That's why it's a 9. I need it to be, that little victory collar, Tiger Woods type of vibe, and then I can wear it out. But
do you know what?
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our broadcast of South Africa taking on England at HQ, the home of English rugby, Twickenham in London. My name is David Midgley. Alongside me is Otto Simon. He's just finalizing his work for producing this evening. Thank you to Mpo Mutlwane and Not That AB and all the other guys, part of the Date Night Drip podcast. They're showing you which football shirts you can get away with wearing to a date with your missus. 28-24 to the Bokke is what Graham Shelton is saying, but the score currently 14 points to 3. South Africa leading, and off the back of an incredible try from the ever enterprising Kurtley Arendse. A good bit of work from Damien Willemse. Louis Ervier saying go Willie. It's very rare that so many people would be excited to share their thoughts about Willie Leroux. He's come under some considerable criticism in the last 2 years since the World Cup. But in addition to that, he's put on performances in this interview tour that I think he will certainly be proud of. This game evenly poised. And the last time these two sides met, remember, 27 points to 26. A surprise drop goal from Damian Willemse, who seems to still remain out of the loop when it comes to place kicking from the tee. So it'll be exciting to see if he can still add value with the kicking boots from the tee. Nevertheless, live streaming sport is something that we are passionate about. This is a watch along. It is a commentary on the game, so we will be bringing you every moment of this action. We love what we do, but we'd love for you to support us. If you want to advertise your brand on 1WSR.com, we are the leading radio sports brand in South Africa when it comes to bringing live sport, and I can confidently say that. Please, admin@1WSR.com. If you want to support us on Patreon, you've not got a brand under your belt, but rather you just want to support us financially, patreon.com/OneWorldSR. If you want to tweet us, please do @OneWorldSR, and then you can also share your thoughts with us on Facebook and YouTube. We are at your behest because we are only with you as a result of you viewing with us. So thank you. You're all scholars, gentlemen, ladies of great valor, as we see the Springboks make their way out onto the field for this, the second half. Otto Simon, what are your thoughts ahead of half number 2?
Well, I like this surprise play by the Springboks. That mock box kick by Faf de Klerk that resulted in Kirtley Arendt's try. That was awesome to see. I would love to know why the hell Damian Willemse isn't kicking for goal. Why Faf de Klerk continues to kick even though he's missed 2 of the 4 that he's kicked so far. That is going to be no doubt a topic in the next documentary that we're going to see. What shall that be called? Chasing Le Tour Eiffel or something along those lines. I'm not sure, but we'll see. It'll be very interesting to know.
Yeah, Jack Knoll, number 23, making his appearance in this game. But South Africa will kick off right to left on our screens, and Otto Simon will take us through the next 10 minutes.
Collected there by Vunipola just inside the 22 of England, and the ruck is set now for Van Poortvliet at the back. 14 points to South Africa, 3 to England as they go for the one-pick ruck. Do England to the short side, and the ball is available now for Van Poortvliet, who tries to hook it back here. The Caterpillar is set up for the box kick, and Van Poortvliet with the right foot goes there now, and it's on the far side of the field, going to come down into the hands of Damian Willemse inside the half of England, with Ivan Roos taking it up to the 10-meter line, almost. Faf de Klerk coming to the center field, and Frans Malherbe taking it up. Faf de Klerk is there, sends it back to Willie Leroux with the left foot high up into the air, cross kick to the near side. It's going to come down in between the 22 and the 10-meter line, and it is the 23 who hands it off to number 8, Vunipola, and it's in the middle of the park. South Africa counter-rucking. Oxenchair is there, gets the ball back for the Springboks, and they rumble over. Faf de Klerk digs it out there, tries to dig it out under the bum of Eben Etzebeth, who moves his body out of the way so that Faf de Klerk can spread it now. Back to Damian Willemse with a drop kick, and it's flying through the London sky, and it's another 3 points to Damian Willemse with the right foot from outside the 22, and now there's a scuff up between Eben Etzebeth, of course, and half the English pack. Oxenchair is in there, Franco Mostert, Ivan Roos getting involved now again, trying to help his friend out there. Now the referee is just standing hands on hips, watching what is happening, and I'm not sure what triggered that, but Eben Etzebeth looking like an 80s bubblegum pop star with his shirt pulled up to his chest, halfway up his stomach, and that was just a sublime kick by Damian Willemse. Another one through the posts. Beautiful. So smooth.
if he can drop goals like that, then I don't care if he can kick from the tee. He makes up for it with 3 points. But it was a triple
you can drop a goal. You can drop a conversion. You don't need the kicking tee. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ellis Genge who started in the previous game that gets involved there with Johnny Hill and Maro Toja. It's just unnecessary from everybody. So England, triple substitution with their front rowers. It's Genge and Cowan-Dickey and Stewart that have come onto the field and immediately gotten under the skin of South Africa's most prolific lock forward. His 110th cap today, Eben Etzebeth. He's creeping up on Victor Matfield's all-time record. He's the second highest capped Springbok of all time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, definitely the second highest Springbok lock. I think that who's behind Matfield in that stat? If you know, send us a comment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that might be. And John Smith's also up there. He's the most captain of all time of any team. I think he ended up with 108. Yeah, so now with a foul play, with the time stopped on 42 minutes, just about, South Africa leads 17 points to 3. Now the referee is talking to the two captains, telling them to cut that out. Get that shenanigans out of the game, please, says referee Wayne Barnes to Owen Farrell and Siya Kolisi. So the instigator there on screen. That's
is that Luke Cowan-Dickey?
What did you say? How do you pronounce his name? Is that Cowan-Dickey that started the ruckus? The fracas?
I wonder if it is. He just looks guilty, I suppose.
So it's kick off by England.
Go for it.
Oh, it's a knock on by South Africa. Marvin Orri knocking it on, and that is a scrum to England just outside the 10-meter line of the Springboks as Orri went up to catch that, just overbalancing there as Malherbe lifted him into the air.
Through the basket.
Yeah.
There was a hole in the basket, dear Liza.
So England have the scrum. It's in fact outside the 22 of South Africa, about 10 meters from the far side touchline. And 42 minutes gone, 17 points to South Africa, 3 points to England. If you want to listen to the audio-only commentary to save your bandwidth, or if you're away, if you're driving, if you're out on the road, you can go to 1WSR.com and listen to the audio-only commentary of this match. And it's a lot cheaper, saves a lot of bandwidth as well. And you can pop in your comments on YouTube and Facebook right now. So it's a short-on penalty to South Africa for an early shove by England. So they lose the possession immediately after that knock-on by Marvin Orri off the restart by England. And now it will be a free kick to South Africa with 43 minutes gone. And now what is the plan here? Up and under by Damian Willemse. It's going to come down just about on the halfway line of England, where it's caught by Freeman, the number 15. And he, that's Stewart, the number 15. And now it's Marcus Smith rumbling up to the 22 of South Africa, almost in the middle of the park. England go forward, trying to get over the 22, but they're behind the advantage line. Penalty advantage to England in the middle of the field. Rumbling forward go the England forwards. And now it's Vunipolo out to the number 23, the backline substitute, held up by Jesse Kriel and Makazolo Mapimpi and Ivan Roos. And is that a maul called by the referee? No, it's a tackle now. South Africa should release, or was that a maul called? Yes, it was a maul called by Wayne Barnes on the 5-meter line of South Africa. So he's going to call them back for the penalty in the middle of the park, just outside the 22 of South Africa. England will have the chance of a kick at goal with 44 minutes gone. I doubt whether they're going to go for... They'll have to go for the line-out now. Marcus Smith is down injured for England, the number 10. He's on the ground, getting some attention to his left leg, shin or ankle, as he was
it's just come from that
tackled there by Kolisi, and then I think somebody else knocked him, because that didn't seem to be that bad.
Smart
tackle by
saying
Khaleesi.
Damien Delende is Damien Willems. Is it Damien Delende or Damien Willems? Said he's the new Nasbotsa. No one outside him ever sees the ball.
That's not true. He's passed some great connect. He's activated his backline quite well so far, and he was involved in a try where he did pass the ball. We saw that. Yeah.
For Willem de Jager. I don't know if he's speaking about Damien Delende or Damien Willemse. Please, Phil, let us know. Is it Willemse or Delende?
Owen Farrell now with the penalty. And looking up at the posts, swaying from one foot to the other as he does. All concentration now. Owen Farrell's also missed a few kicks. He's missed 2 so far. He comes forward and strikes it. And it sails through the middle this time. And England have 6 points. South Africa have 17. So Malcolm Marx onto the field now, along with Steven Kitsoff. We saw Kwagga Smith in picture there just now. So the bomb squad is taking over. Faf de Klerk slapping the hands there of Marx and Kitsoff. Oxenche has relinquished his spot. For England, number 6, Alex Coles is off the field as the Springboks restart. And the ball comes down inside the 22 of England. Vunipola rumbling it up to the 22, tackled by Kitsoff. The ruck is set there for Van Poortvliet. He's going to pass it to the far side, the short side. Number 7 takes it up almost to the 22 behind the advantage line. And Faf de Klerk goes over the ball to try and steal it. But the referee says, you were beaten by the ruck, sir. You came in from the side. Faf de Klerk is thrown out of that ruck. An ironic clap by Faf de Klerk, not letting the English get under his skin. It's going to be a penalty to England. Oh no, it's a penalty to South Africa as Faf de Klerk managed to steal that. Apologies for that. He sends this one over the far side touchline. Wimpy de Beer says, hier kom het nou. The Springboks ready to do some more damage in London. 17 points to 6. And what an acrobatic move there by Faf de Klerk as he was pulled out of the ruck. Malcolm Marx now with the throw. It goes to Mostert at the front. The ball is set by the Springboks. And there is a attempted... No, that's a Springbok player on the ground there foiling the efforts of the Springboks. But the ball is available. Malcolm Marx trying to secure it and trying to get it back to Faf de Klerk. England know that they just need to spoil possession here. No, it's an advantage to the Springboks. Ivan Roos goes over the 5-meter line, 15 meters from the far side touchline. Faf de Klerk to the middle of the park. Cross kick by Willie Leroux. I think this one comes down for Mapimpi, but it's over. Touch and goal on the near side. And yes, that was Willie Leroux with a cross kick. And Wayne Barnes pulls out a card.
Gardner.
Sends... Gardner, the referee. Pulls out a card, sends Tom Curry to the bin for England. 17 points to 6. 48 minutes have been played. Faf de Klerk with the penalty kick for the maul infringement by England on the far side. 5 meters from the English goal line. He's going to put this into the stands. And Malcolm Marx will have another put in to the line out.
Just if you're wondering in terms of substitutions, Kitsoff and Marx are on the park, obviously replacing Ox and Bongi Manambi, and Kwagga Smith goes into the flanker position with Franco Mostert now at lock forward.
Marx to Exhibit. Maul is set once again by the Springboks, going sideways, going a little bit backwards, but now they're over the 5-meter line. Is the ball available there? Yes, it is for Faf de Klerk. He's going to come into the middle of the park. Bashing run there by Kwagga Smith. Faf de Klerk is there. Damien Delende rushing through the middle, just short of the try line. And England trying to snatch the ball away there from Faf de Klerk. And there's a Springbok player falling over. The try's been given. Under the posts goes one of the Springbok forwards with a nice pick and go there off Faf de Klerk. I think that's Eben Etzebeth that went crashing over the England try line right under the sticks. 49 minutes gone. 22 points to South Africa. 6 points to England. And Willem de Jager says...
Eben Etzebeth, in his 110th game here.
Faf de Klerk with an easy conversion. And it's 24 points to 6. South Africa lead 50 minutes up on the clock. So let's see who scored this try. It was Etzebeth, who just got to his feet, picked up the ball. Was he on his feet though? Well, the conversion's been taken. He was on his backside. He was sitting down as the ball just bobbled into his hands. He got up and just fell over the try line. Willem de Jager says Bokke 36, England 11. So he's thinking they're going to score another unconverted try and 12 more points for the Boks. We'll see about that. Kick off now to Moster. Take it away, Coach Dave.
Yeah, Tristan Williams saying hello and hi to you. Just outside South Africa's 22-meter line, and there's a knock-on. And as a result, there'll be a scrum there. It was Franco Mostert from that kickoff, the guilty party. South Africa with a couple of handling errors, and that is certainly something that they won't want to be too proud of.
Thank you so much for all the reaction. 281 people watching, and thank you for spreading the word. We can see more and more people joining us for this broadcast, our final rugby broadcast of 2022 for the Springboks. Hopefully we can bring you some Bafana games when they actually play in major tournaments. And then, of course, we're trying to get our cricket back on the road. So if you would like to join our commentary team, send your details to admin, email admin@1wsr.com, and you can join our commentary team. You can go back and listen to our first broadcasts. Believe you me, the more the merrier, and we do like to blood new talent. We've sent a few people up the ranks to the professional broadcasting echelons, you could say, or whatever, as we see the
Gardner Referee Gardner just giving the advantage there to England, and the question is, will they go again? No, Thomas du Toit yet, South African A captain, Chelsea Sharks man. And Phil Smart says, De Allender, Urban Legend says, Nas chatted to a stranger on the way home after a test and asked him who he was. He said, your inside center was the reply.
I'll tell you a story about that if we have another break in play. Just remind me.
Absolutely. So Van Poortvliet now with a feed to the scrum. Is it coming? Big smash there by the Springboks, and it's not fed. And the Springboks get a penalty. The English going down. Enough is enough, says Angus Gardner, and kicks off with a big smile on his face. Marco van Staden, a man who's been absent from South Africa's journey overseas, but nevertheless making his way into the side with the SAA tour coming to an end. South Africa kicking this one into touch on the far side. So we'll look forward to seeing who is the man that does eventually come off, as Marco van Staden will get his 10th cap. And Otto's got a story.
Yeah, so Nas Botha told the story that Dion van der Westhuizen had the record for Currie Cup tries scored as a wing, playing outside Nas Botha. So there you go. Nas Botha did pass the ball every now and then.
Just inside South African half. Just a fumble there from Damian Willems off the back of that pass. It was a great collection there from Franco Mostert, and just getting ball in the hands, and he shakes his head there. Marco van Staden replacing Evan Roos, and I think now, Otto, is the time when I would like to see somebody like Mani Libbok make his way onto the field. Good to see him if he does get an opportunity today.
Yeah, Robert Bernstein says Trust 36-10 prediction will be spot on. I don't know how you think the English are going to get to 10, Robert, but maybe 11 or maybe 9. And then another 12 points he gives to the Springboks. 54 minutes gone. The score is 24 points to 6. And Martin Botha saying, yes, I have this game in the bag. Go Bokke. I'm not so sure about that. Not in the bag yet. This English team
and again,
came back
the
against
scrum
the Kiwis.
Angus Gardner, surely he's got to be able to say that we need to take a deep breath here and fix the scrummaging. Frans Malherbe, the one going down. Tristan Williams says, ons gaan het maak. Wat sal ons maak? Fail cakes.
Yeah, ons gaan het maak. We're going to make it. We're going to pull this one through. And Fatima Jaffer, lekker Bokke gee Engeland pak. Dion Oosthuizen, says Willem de Jager. Dion van der Westhuizen.
Yeah,
Or was it Dion
Villy says,
Oosthuizen?
I'm late, but I'm in. Load shedding finally over. How's it, gents? Yeah, thumbs down for load shedding, but thumbs up to 1WSR.com for bringing you sports that you can watch, even if you don't have that which you want to see. We want to bring you the national side, and we wanted you to be a part of our side. Admin at 1WSR.com if you want to be a commentator, or just comment here. Massive shove here by the Springboks, upsetting Vunipola at the back there. Van Poortvliet goes to the blind side. He's thrown a horrendous pass, but now England are having to work it hard, and South Africa will get the penalty advantage. Boy, oh boy, I know it just seems like it came out of nowhere. The scrum was taking forever to set, and then when the scrum did come, boy, oh boy, did the Springboks eat their jungle oats, and they smashed the English in that scrum. Folded like a pack of sugar cubes in your afternoon tea.
Yeah, that was beautiful by the Springboks. Lots of pressure there on Billy Vunipola at number 8 for England, trying to secure that ball. Faf de Klerk harassing him and getting the knock-on for the Springboks, so they will have a put-in. Time is off at the moment. 55 minutes gone, almost 56 minutes gone. 24 points to South Africa, 6 points to England. I was looking at the score predictions from the people commenting on YouTube and Facebook, and I was thinking, geez, I don't see the Springboks winning by more than 10. My pick was Springboks by 6. But as this game is going on, England they're nowhere. They are struggling. The Springboks are absolutely dominating the collisions. They are driving them back in the tackles. They're getting over the advantage line, and they're forcing mistakes by the English players. So I'm definitely happy with the fact that I'm not going to get a margin point on Super Brew for this game. So Willem de Jager correcting me, it was Dion Oosthuizen, not Dion van der Westhuizen. That had the record playing outside Naas Botha as a wing, and Naas told us that you can't kick a try. So if you have a right wing playing outside you that has a scoring record in the Currie Cup, you must have passed the ball at some point. So thank you for that, Willem.
After a long delay, South Africa now will have the put into the scrum just inside their own half. Whilst the Springboks rumble, the Thunder rumbles outside here in our broadcast in Johannesburg. South Africa with the penalty advantage, and the referee blows his whistle. Maro Toje looked like the guilty man trying to break away here, and the referee from Australia is just having none of it from the English players here. They're trying to, there's a word, the particular word that I'm thinking, something housery. I think that's exactly what we're expecting from them. It's not something that I can repeat on broadcast, but Faf de Klerk offering the question to his captain to say, well, what shall I do, Skip? And the result is that they'll go for posts about 30 centimeters inside their own half, 3 minutes away rather, from the hour mark.
Yeah, this is once again Faf de Klerk setting up this kick. It's almost in the middle of the park. So this is fascinating. Is Faf de Klerk now our new place kicker for the Springboks with the left foot? Maybe that would be good to have a right foot and left foot option. If you have a difficult kick from the left-hand side of the field, you rather give it to the left-footed kicker. As Faf de Klerk sends this one sailing through the uprights. Much better, son. Well done. Cheese on the rice. That's great.
From South Africa's number 9. I think when the change will come, if you're looking for Manie Libbok to make his way onto the park, I think you'll see a double sub in Jaden Hendricks also joining things. So Du Toit, Hendricks, Libbok, and Moody are still the substitutions on the bench for South Africa. As Thomas Du Toit is the man on the park now, replacing Frans Malherbe. So a fresh front row for the South Africans, and Thomas Du Toit getting just his 15th cap. Good catch by Arendse inside his own 22. Swamped by Englishman, but Itoje not able to be menacing as he usually is. South Africa driving now through Du Toit over the 22-meter line. Bit of work here. It's rather not Du Toit, it was Malcolm Marx who was driving there. South Africa having to fight hard here in this ruck. Box kick now from Faf de Klerk from inside his own 22. 2 minutes to go in the hour mark, or to the hour mark. South Africa nearly picking it up and having it their way. Nevertheless, England just on the far side touchline. Now there's some forward momentum from Ellis Genge. In through the middle of the field, and he's brought down by Kitshoff. Great bit of rucking work here from the English. To the blind side they go. Itoje looking to find somebody. He doesn't, and so it bubbles out, and now having to cut back inside is Freddie Stewart, who's replaced Freeman on the wing. Referee saying, everybody have a deep breath. Box kick coming now. South Africa not going to fall for that one, as that one was driven by number 17, Ellis Genge. This one is kicked up high into the air. An opportunity for a quiet Mapimpi, but nevertheless, it's Willie Leroux who takes it. Good catch there, and they're massively rucked out there. England just still on the 14 men left before they can get back to full strength. Cowan Dickey taking it up to midfield. Now it's with Vunipola, Billy Vunipola, rather Mano Tuolangi, a man who's in his 50th game and has been all too silent. Drives up to the middle of the park, and what a huge tackle there by Du Toit and Kwagga Smith. My word, that man didn't like that one. Smith with a bit of frustration from a Springbok as he tackled him. Now the Springboks through Jesse Creel. Willie Leroux. Kurtley Arendse to his outside. He finds some space. Kurtley Arendse down the far side touchline. Inside, and oh boy, it's a desperation tackle there. He picks and goes. He's got himself there, 6 meters out from the try line. Willemse picks it up, and there's support from Jesse Creel. Eventually, Willie Leroux gets onto it. Now truck and trailer stuff as Marco van Staden supports Eben Etzebeth. Inside towards the replacement hooker, Malcolm Marx. It's popped out nearly, and the referee saying that South Africans have gone in from the side, and as a result, the man himself, Angus Gardner, blows the whistle for an England penalty, and Kanan Moody looks like he's warming up to get onto the park.
Gopsy Dippenaar saying, who is doing the script? Laughing out loud. Spelling is to die for. Yeah, it's a Saturday night. We're all watching rugby and commenting. Lekker Bokke, says Wayne Postumus. Thank you very much for listening and for commenting. You guys are the best. It's so nice to have you along with us for this final test match of 2022 for the Springboks. It's 27 points to 6. There are 20 minutes left to play. 21 points for England to tie.
Check.
And now we have a break in play as there's a check for foul play. I was just about to say there's a bit of foul play that's been missed by the referee, but I was thinking more along the lines of the grass cutter, the no arms tackle on Eben Etzebeth, but now they're looking at contact to the head by Thomas du Toit. Not sure what Thomas du Toit's plan was there, but he went storming into the number 16. Luke Cowan Dickey was carrying the ball already partly tackled, and then Thomas du Toit just went flying in with his right shoulder onto the head of Cowan Dickey.
No, Thomas.
And,
Thomas. If the referee
that's going to be red. That's going to be red. And Wayne Postumus also saying, Bokke moet gefocus bly. Come on, boys. They have to keep their focus, and that's going to be red to Thomas du Toit. He's going to be off for the rest of the game, even with the 20-minute replacement rule. There's going to be 14 Springboks on the field for the rest of the game. 19 and a half minutes left on the clock. 21 points. England trail South Africa in Twickenham. And Thomas du Toit walking straight into the tunnel there. Marcus Smith is also off the field, followed by a medic.
You get an opportunity
Colin
to captain
Slade.
You lose 2 games in a row.
Henry Slade.
You get an opportunity in the final game of 2022, and a brain-dead moment like that within 10 minutes of you getting on the park. Come on, Thomas du Toit, where's the common sense? This one goes.
Yeah, he could have gone for the hips or the legs there of Cowan Dickey, but he went high, and that was just a silly mistake. Owen Farrell sending this kick over the near side touchline, and England with an excellent attacking position about 5.5 meters outside the Springbok try line. And Willie Leroux shaking his head on the sideline. He's already been replaced. Luke Cowan-Dickey is fine, and he throws this to the middle of the line-out where it's collected by the Springboks. They've thieved this line-out ball. Paf de Klerk waiting for the caterpillar to be set with the left foot. Is he going to go back to Willemse or kick it himself? He's going to pass it back to Willemse in the pocket with the right foot. Going to the near side touchline. This ball is going to cross the touchline. The referee's assistant says the line-out will be set just outside the Springbok 22. Woo! Lucky escape there for the Springboks. 18 minutes left on the clock. 27 points to South Africa, 6 points to England. And it's a line out to England on the near side touchline. The Springboks playing right to left. Oh, and Willems has kicked the spider cam. So what's going to happen now? So he's kicked the spider cam. He's
saying for some reason, surely common sense needs to prevail here. It's not his fault. South Africa need to get the possession of the ball. They had the possession there, and it looks like for 5, 7, 6 meters out, they'll have the penalty.
Yeah, they're going to give the Springboks a 5 meter scrum here. They don't have a prop on the field.
On the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, rugby isn't often played in covered stadiums, so I can't remember what the rules actually are. If you do know, let us know. What happens if you strike an obstacle above the field with a kick? It's not his fault, like you said. It's nobody's fault, really. It's the spider cam operator's fault for underestimating the trajectory of Willem's kicks.
For Mapimpi. Mapimpi's now going to have to sit on the sideline as Malherbe comes back to form the scrum.
And it's put in by Paf de Klerk. 63 minutes gone. Scrum collapses almost immediately. And it's Kwagga Smith with the pickup off the back of the scrum. He's tackled on the 6 meters outside the try line of South Africa. And it's a penalty to England as Maro Atoje is over that ball like a limpet. And that is a great piece of work by the number 4 for England. Is he wearing number 4? Yes.
4.
Maro Atoje. So Farrell kicks the ball over the near side touchline, and England playing catch-up rugby. 17 minutes gone. They trail by 21. They need 3 converted tries and some change to win this game. They're playing against 14 Springboks, and that was a great piece of work there for England by Atoje, much as it pains me to say that. Cowan-Dickey with a throw on the near side touchline. 5 meters out. Goes to Atoje. Sets them all. And South Africa managed to hold it up. England edging forward. Few centimeters gained. Now almost half a meter gained. South Africa pushing back, swiveling the maul. Penalty advantage to England as South Africa go piling in, looking for the ball, trying to turn it over, trying to spoil possession. And it is Van Poortvliet who comes to the short side, tries to get it over the line, but he's tackled short. Now England set the ruck. They've got the penalty advantage. They need this possession back. The Springboks doing their damnedest. Referee calls them off. Now it's available. At the back for England. Pick and go by England. Just short of the line once again. Good defense by the Springboks. They spread it a little bit wider. It looks like Vunipola tackled by De Allende. Now it goes into the back line. And through the hands go England. Tackled in midfield. There are the English backline players. Now it's 6 meters out on the far side of the park. Once again, pick and go. One pass ruck by England. They're getting driven back. They've still got the penalty advantage. Atoje now. And a great tackle there with the ball squirting forward off the tackle. And it's a penalty to England. No advantage there. They're going to be called back to the near side of the field, about 15 meters out. And Owen Farrell needs to kick this over the near side touchline quickly. There's only 15 minutes left. And England trail by 21. They need to score 3 converted tries at least to take the lead, to get to parity, to get to 27 points each. And then another score Yeah, I think Natasha Wilkes says, would it not be the same ruling as when the ball hits the ref as England lose the ball in the line out? Kulisi now gets it from Franco Mostert. The Springboks move it down the line through Mani Libbok, and it's Kurtley Arendse on the far side of the park who punts it down the field, needs this ball to stay inside. Johnny May is there for England, cleans it up. He starts running back at the Springbok line. No, that's not Johnny May, that's the number 15, but the tackled on the Springbok 10-meter line. Now to the middle of the park they go. Number 19, is tackled. The replacement lock. Van Poortvliet goes to the short side, to the far side. Number 7 has it for England, outside the 22 of the Springboks. 6 meters from the far side touchline. Now to the 22 goes Vunipola, I think. Van Poortvliet to Maro Itoje, bringing it to the near side of the field. They're over the 22 now, England. Setting up the phases as the number 23 replacement, Jack Howell, I think is his name, as Malcolm Marx is over the ball. Jack Noel, and Malcolm Marx is over the ball there, gets the penalty for South Africa in the middle of the park, just inside the 22. Great work there by Malcolm Marx. An excellent turnover there, and just amazing defense by 14 Springboks. So Noel went to ground, tackled by Kulisi and Kitshoff, who rolled away. Malcolm Marx over the ball, getting the big fist pump from Faf de Klerk. And
it was a bit of a show to say, Maro Itoje, anything you can do, son, I can do just as well.
Yeah, so Natasha Wilkes here saying, would it not be the same ruling as when the ball hits the ref? I think you're correct there, because that's how the game was restarted with the scrum, where the just outside the 5-meter line. Johan Strauss saying, Kerele Bokke, soek nog 3. He wants another try by the Springboks. Thank you, Johan and Natasha, for commenting and listening. And we do appreciate your support. Malcolm Marx now with the throw-in to the line out, secured by Eben Etzebeth, who's immediately sacked there by the English, and they're digging for the ball. And it's going to be a scrum to the Springboks. The referee saying that they were going forward. He's explaining to the English, who look a bit perplexed, as I am.
Yeah.
Bemused.
Well, we're not going to play with a South African penalty, are we?
Conbobulated. Yes. Flabbergasted, almost. So,
bringing out the big English words for the English game.
Yes, there we go. There you go.
He's got his woordeboek there. Tweetalige woordeboek.
Yes. Thank you to Reader's Digest, filling my idle time during my younger years. 27 points to 6. 12 minutes now left to play. The Springboks have the scrum on their own 10-meter line, about 6-7 meters in from the far side touchline. Springboks playing right to left on our screens. Yep, ticks over. 12 minutes to play. 12 minutes for England to score 4 times. They need 3 converted tries to draw level, and then something else, some magic. And this will be an even better comeback than the one that Australia pulled off against Wales earlier today. I think the score there was 34-13 or something, and Australia came back to win it. But England, no tries, 2 missed penalty kicks. 39
points to 34 is how that game ended between Australia and Wales.
Faf de Klerk at the back of the scrum. Penalty advantage to South Africa. And Damian Dalende, the first receiver, sends the cross kick to the near side, where it's going to be a contest between the backline players to see who can get it. Jesse Kriel was there. Damian Dalende trying the fancy tricks there on the advantage. And that's nice to see that the Springboks are exploring the outer limits of their capabilities with advantage being played. Now, referee talking to the English players, to the front rows. Yeah. And he's not happy with that scrum. That was...
How many warnings does he give him, though? How many warnings does he give that trio? He's already given out a yellow for misbehavior.
Yeah, so it's Faf de Klerk kicking this to the far side touchline. And we're coming up on to 10 minutes left to play. I think this game is pretty much done as a contest unless the Springboks forget where they are. Franco Mostert has a bad cut under his eye. It looks like a MMA fighter there. So he's maybe got to have a look at that. It's pretty bad. We saw Siya Kolisi wiping off the blood off Franco Mostert's face with his strapping on his arm, which was something special. I think full contact sport is super exciting. As we know, Kwagga Smith goes up for the ball, taps it back to Faf de Klerk, but the bounce of the ball goes in the favor of England rushing through, and they have possession just outside their 22. They go to the middle of the park now. Down the back line it goes to Owen Farrell, kicks it to the near side, and it is a great run here on the near side, down the field by England's number 23. He's brought down finally by Howell. He's brought down finally 15 meters from the near side touchline to the middle of the field. They go up to the 22 of the Springboks. Wide it goes now to the far side of the park by England. Going through the hands. Back tackle there by Marks and Franco Mostert. And Faf de Klerk is holding onto his left shin, but he's getting up. It's a penalty advantage to England. Bad pass there out the back. And England will come back for the penalty as the referee calls them back 15 meters from the far side touchline. England playing left to right. And they will have a penalty just outside the 22, quickly taken by Van Poortvliet. Owen Farrell is almost to the try line, right in the middle of the field. Van Poortvliet comes to the near side, and it's over by England. They have their first try. It's the number 22. It's Henry Slade. Henry Slade that puts the first try on the board for England. 71 minutes played. 11 points to England, 27 points to South Africa.
From Henry Slade there. It was a great bit of work there, making the most of the advantage. A quick tap and go. Fantastic work down the near side touchline by Jack Knoll, the replacement 23, and making most of the space. They're running into some South Africans, but not really getting anywhere with the South Africans. Farrell with a great bit of work, desperate tackle from Kolisi, but it was only a matter of time when Slade was given acres of space in order to complete that movement there. So just 16 points now separating these two sides. And it's going to be a crucial kick here for Farrell. Will he be able to get it through the poles? He struggled a little bit today, missing an early one that was straight in front of the sticks. And you've got to ask the question, what on earth was going on there? He's going back and forth. And there he steps up, slots it. So 13 points is where England find themselves. South Africa still with 27 on the board and 2 converted tries to come. And Faf de Klerk is not looking too happy with his foot there that Otto mentioned. I think somebody may have stood on his foot or stood on his calf there in the action of the game.
Wayne Posthumus asking for the Boks to keep their structures. First time tackling, very important, he says. And Bokke, maak ons trots. Make us proud, Springboks, he says. Thank you so much, Wayne. Gert Nodee saying, kom Bokke, wys daai Engelse, gaan druk nog so 'n paar drieë. Thank you, Gert. Urging the Boks to score a few more tries. I think if the Springboks score one more try, that's game over. So that'll be great. And then Ronald Engelbrecht, also on Facebook, saying, brilliant play, world champs, world class. Yeah, it's a determined English team here. And we see now that Faf de Klerk got stood on as he made a tackle there in trying to stop that try.
Is it not just worth getting Hendrickse on? Because Libbok is on the field, so you may as well just not delay the game any further and get Jaden Hendrickse on the field.
Yeah, that's definitely an option. It's 7.5 minutes just about left. Now England need 2 tries. Now it doesn't seem that far away. And South Africa, remember, with the toy with Thomas de Toy in the sin bin for 20 minutes at least. Well, they don't play the 20-minute red card rule in these autumn internationals. So red card is Gonski. Sean Bergman saying, "Come on, Bokke," and Johnny Rex saying, "Bok, stand stijf." When's the last time I heard that? Jeez, I can't even remember. Wasn't the referee supposed to stop play when Faf was injured? Says James. I think because Faf was outside the. Yeah, he was not in the affected area of play. You could say they were playing away from where he went down. It's only for head injuries when they. Down. Yeah. But so far, I think the Boks have yeah. No, I'm just saying that. As you were saying, if you're already one man down, what I wanted to mention as well is that the Boks are doing a great job of keeping the referee out of the game. I've seen some mistakes made by the referee, missing some infringements by the English team, as Siya Kolisi is going to be replaced. He's just talking to his players as he's walking off. He's still walking back onto the field and making some comments. No, is he going to stay on? I'm not sure.
I think it's certainly because South Africa's bench is empty, and so who are they going to bring on? It's going to be a crucial question to be asked.
Yeah. So now,
Evan Roos looks like he's getting ready to come back on.
But why would that be? Is he going to play prop?
Because Kolisi is looking to come off.
Okay.
The game is stopped. If
is Ivan Roos going to play scrum half? No, surely they need to bring.
Hendrikse is on the park for.
They need Jaden Hendrikse, for Faf.
Yeah, so he is on the park, but it's whether or not Kolisi comes off and Roos replaces him, and then Marco van Staden presumably moves to flanker to partner Kwaggasberg on the flank. So that is the case. Kolisi eventually does make his way off.
Yeah, so my question is then, who's playing prop? Why is Ivan Roos allowed back on the field in place of Siya Kolisi?
Malherbe is on for Mapimpi.
Okay.
Right, kicked off just inside the 22-meter line of England. Looking to drive it is Stewart. Not really finding any room there, but England top-notch on their work at ruck and tackle time. Here goes the ball through the hands out wide. Bit of space here for Noel, and he's one-on-one with Jesse Kriel. Cuts inside, and it's eventually Frans Malherbe, the replacement winger. Frans Malherbe is back on the field and working hard there. Middle of the field. England trying to throw it out through the hands. Libbok in support there with Damian Willemse. Now England inside their own 22. Instead of trying to kick it, they're deciding they want to run with the ball for some obscure reason. Van Poortvliet yet to be replaced. Tuolangi in the midfield. South Africa putting pressure on. Libbok on the near side of the field. Moody rushing up, and the referee says knock on. South Africa scrum.
Yes.
Between the 5-meter line and the 22 of the England half. Henry Slade, clapping his hands and saying, well, let's carry on, fellas, but I don't think anybody in the green and gold will be applauding that performance. Knock on.
Yeah, that is just pressure by the Springboks. England playing everything behind their advantage line there, going back from outside their 22 to about 10 meters out from their try line. On the near side, about 16 meters from the near side touchline. It's going to be a scrum to the Springboks. And now, 6 minutes left. 14 points to draw level. England need to score 2 converted tries to draw level. Jaden Hendrikse will be putting in this ball into the scrum. And now, definitely, a try by the Springboks is going to be game over. That's going to be game over.
So just to give you an idea of who's on the park. Kitshoff, Marks, Malherbe, Etzebeth and Mostert in the lock pairing. It's Roos at number 8 with Kwaggasmith and Marco van Staden out on the flanks. And the referee saying, again, they've dropped it short there. And so they'll have to reset. It's like Ben Youngs is on the field here. He's replaced Van Poortvliet, so good to see him on the park. The evergreen Ben Youngs. Man who's been around England rugby for a number of years.
So then, Kolisi's replacement must have been an HIA or a blood replacement. Must have been something like that, because you can't just bring you can't just replace one loose forward for another, right?
Yeah, no, I agree, 100%.
Frida M. Boyson saying, "Come on, boys," and they are doing just that. Frida.
Again, the referee blowing the whistle and calling them to say, everybody stop, and now he's calling the front rows over, and I think there's going to be a conversation once again. I think there might be a reset here. I think Angus Gardner's having too many talks here. I think he must pull a card out. Either way, somebody's got to go, because the number of reset scrums have been abhorrent, and it seems to me, Otto Simon, that majority has been the fault of England.
Yeah, and like I said, Springboks doing a good job of keeping the referee out of the game, because he's missing a lot of stuff that England's doing wrong, in my green-colored glasses view of the world. Jaden Hendrikse with the ball. 5 minutes left, 4.5 minutes left. 27 points to 13 to South Africa.
Set is the call from Angus Gardner. Feed now from Hendrikse. Roos looking like he's trying to get a hold of it to perhaps pick and go. Scrum collapsing. And it comes out to the blind side. Moody tries to kick it through, but not able to find it. Pops out and it'll go over the back of the goal line. And Willemse stressing to the referee, "Sir, I'd like to be the one who gets some support." And again, there's a man down for England.
That looks bad.
Stewart. He was out before
he's writhing.
he hit the ground.
And, he's writhing in pain there, and he's really in a very unfortunate position. I hope he's okay. Much as we love to beat the English, it's never nice to see somebody really getting hurt. He looks really in bad shape there, lying on the ground. And Frida says, "Wys hulle Ali box, show them their bums." Yeah, so that's
just a
interesting
break
one
there as Will Stewart gets some treatment. I think he's going to go off, and they'll bring on the man who started the game, Carl Sinclair. Yeah, having to throw his jackets off in disdain. It's never easy, is it, when you've been on the bench as a forward, and then there's an expectation that you're going to be able to go back on. I think he may have broken his wrist here, Will Stewart, but boy, oh boy.
Wrist or shoulder.
Yeah, it's commendable to both sides for the amount of hard work that they're putting in, leaving nothing out of play, really just throwing their bodies onto the hard work that they've put in. Natasha Candice Fredericks, let's go Bokke. Good evening, Natasha Candice Fredericks. Triple threat there is Natasha Candice Fredericks with her 3 names. And Jacques Ninoba frantically muttering into his mic there. This game is not as close as you would think, but if South Africa can score, like Otto Simon said, the game would be over as a contest. Crouch is the call. Hendrikse with a feed, 7 meters out. Bind. Set is the call, and you would normally hear those 2, 3, 4 as they look to drive this one. Roos popping his head up, looking to see where things are. Not able to get any forward momentum there. But now Hendrikse out the back. He goes himself, kicks it through. Is there anybody on the end of it? And it'll be a dot down by the English inside their own in-goal area. It was a desperate attempt there from the South Africans, but Sam Simmons is the one who kicks it. And so Farrell will kick off. 3.5 minutes left in this game. Cross kick just outside the 6-meter line. And South Africa nearly getting it through the hands of Franco Mostert. Tuolangi on the 7-meter line, and this is South African coming in from the side. It's unnecessary from Marco van Staden, as now Kurtley Arendse desperately grabbing his calf muscle inside the English 22. They kick it out over the far side touchline, and now they'll have a throw 3 minutes out from the end of this game.
Player of the match, Franco Mostert. Agree with that?
Right. This time Itoje off the back finds Simmons through the hands of England, but they've knocked it on, and the referee blows his whistle and said it's the South Africans who have erred there. It's Franco Mostert himself just been named man of the match or player of the match, and then brings down the man in the line-out, and so he's penalised as a result. Kicked away over the far side touchline, and it'll be a throw for England. 2.5 minutes left in this game, and this game is, barring a miracle here from the English, it's all but done. They've got to score now in time as well as after the hooter in order to feel like they could be there. Kenan Moody is the one who came on for Kurtley Arnse. So Arnse just clamping his calf there as he went off, and the referee said it was a skew throw. So about as straight as Nigel Owens. Poor from Cowan Dickey, a lion himself.
Now, your comments coming thick and fast now. Johnny Rex, bokke beter as 'n braaibroodjie vanaand. If you don't know what a braaibroodjie is, you don't know what life is. That's basically a toasted sandwich on an open fire. Thank you, Johnny. Natasha, Candice Fredericks, we got this, bokke, still world champs. Yes, of course we are. Thank you, Natasha. Babsi Dippenaar, Skopgat, bokke, kick ass, bokke. Thank you very much, Babsi. Johnny Rex saying, well done, Franco Mostert, for that man of the match, the player of the match award. Stefanus Skuman saying, thanks guys for giving us the rugby. It's our pleasure.
Set the call from Angus Gardner. Massive scrum here from England, trying to upset the box, but they're able to. No, referee's blown his whistle and said, let's hang on there. It was a massive scrum from the South Africans, and they're gonna continue. Austin David saying, as an England fan, I'd like to say well done to the Springboks. By far the better team, controlled the game. A great commentary from you both. Congratulations. Well, thank you, Austin, and thank you. For a fantastic comment from you. We really appreciate every single one of you that have joined us this evening. It has been an absolute pleasure to bring you this game. It's not done yet. 40 seconds left before the hooter, but another scrum in the offing here for the South Africans to really put some pressure on. Carl Sinclair, some serious fatigue here for him. And let's see how he goes here. Feed from Hendrikse. Massive scrum by the Springboks. Penalty advantage. Hendrikse out the back. He looks for Dalende. Dalende with Lebok. Lebok's got all the speed in the world. He's got some support from Caden Moody. Out to the outside goes Willemse. Willemse cuts back inside over the 10-meter line, and the Springboks seemingly have knocked it on through Caden Moody. Good attempt there from the Springboks, but there's 12 seconds left in this game, and the English are not going to get this one.
Now, Wayne Postumus saying, wys jou net, discipline is 'n groot factor. Discipline a big factor here in this match. Very true. Stephen Schwartz saying, trap hulle bokke, stamp on them box. And Phil Smith saying, Austin David, you're a great sport.
Absolutely. Martin Botha saying, no, the hooter's gone. The South Africans are celebrating. It's justice for the defeat that we encountered in 2021 as well as 2018. And the scrum is yet to be set. It'll be an England feed, so there's no celebrations on field yet. But the moment the Boks get this ball, they're going to thump it into the second tier here of HQ. Out the back goes Simmons. Into the midfield goes Henry Slade. England retaining possession for now, but Kwagga Smith says, I want that ball back. It's mine, sir. Nevertheless, England piling men into the ruck and tackle region. Men queuing up, wanting the ball, but nobody actually wants to get on the end of it. Simmons, away to England and Tuolangi in midfield. Now they're putting on pressure, are the Springboks. Rolled away is Hendrikse in the ruck and tackle region, certainly throwing his body in the ball into the game here. Referee saying, let's continue. South Africa with the rush defense, and Noel has run out of space in midfield. Kwagga Smith wanting the ball. It's a penalty to the Springboks. Yes, this is what the Springboks would have wanted. A little bit of a dump tackle there by one of the English. It's Noel that's dump tackled Roos, and not happy. It's Hill rather. Johnny Hill. I understand that the game is dead, my son, but there's no need to behave like that with the hooter having already gone. 27 points to 13. And the Springboks have a penalty advantage, or the penalty here. Yeah, he's just tipped Jaden Hendrikse. I mentioned that in the lead up to this passage of play. Libok is going to have the ball. He's going to tap it and he'll kick it out over the far side touchline. Seemingly, we're still waiting for an idea of what will happen. Referee says, I switch on time and we play. No, that's just a bit of a memory for some Australian fans. We play. We play. Libok is going to kick this over the far side touchline. Will they go for it? No, he's kicked it over the far side. Referee said...
was that touch in goal?
No, that's it. No, yes.
Yeah,
Referee Angus Gardner. Right, there's the game. South Africa win by 27 points to 13. Handshakes all around on the South African bench. And a victory that is essentially the icing on a cake that the South Africans started poorly but managed to rectify with a victory over Italy and a comprehensive win here today over the English at the home of rugby. It has been an encounter that we have enjoyed bringing you guys. It has been a game, Otto Simon, and I'm sure you'll share your thoughts on it, that had us as commentators and South African fans up on our feet, because it was an incredible, great bit of work.
Yeah, this is much better by the Springboks. I didn't expect this at all, I must say. I thought it would have been a much closer game, a much better contest from the English. So, let's go through the fan comments. We've got lots of them coming through. Ria Weideman, thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Same to you, Ria. Supermax says, Lekker man, Bokke. Very nice by the box there. Johnny Rex, thanks for the commentary, guys, and well done, Bokke. Thank you, Johnny. Wayne Postumus, droogte gebreek, boys. The drought has been broken. We've won against the English at Twickenham. Babsie Dippenaar, mooi man, Bokke. Dankie vir die kommentaar. Julle is awesome. Babsie, jy's ook awesome. She says, very nicely done, Box. Thanks for the commentary. You are awesome. You are all awesome. Willem de Jager asks, Affies or Grey? I'm sitting here about 15-20 k's east of Afrikaans Hoërseun School, Pretoria. So take a wild guess, Willem. Austin David, credit where credit is due. Phil, you should have beaten France too. Very unlucky. A great team, the Boks. England need new blood for 2023. It's a bit late now. James Gnostic Galahad saying, great game with some smiles and love for the South African flag. Martin Botha, thank you for your support and great commentary from you. Boks have this in the bag. World champions. Boer. Thank you, Martin. Great game. Arendse. Yeah, I thought he was in line for man of the match, but Franco Mostert pipping him there. And Ben Smith, the New Zealand journalist, will have chest pains, says James Gnostic Galahad. Not sure what he's referring to, but maybe something on social media that I'm not aware of. Heather Dutton Brown saying, thanks, guys. Thank you, Heather, for your support. John Peter also saying, thanks, guys. Desiree Malloy saying, well done, Boks. Lefracht Muller, baie goed, Bokke. It was a lekker game. Saying it was a good game. Thank you, Lefracht. I hope I pronounced your name correctly there. The Cricket Hub saying, thoughts on Australia? Jeez, they were lucky to get away with that win. Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you're talking about South Africa, Australia in the Test series, it's going to be an interesting one. Please subscribe, like this video, ding the bell, because you never know. Early mornings, night shift, the 1 o'clock group.
Yeah, we need more cricket commentators. We've promoted all our cricket commentators to professional jobs, so we need some more amateur and semi-professional commentators to join us on our cricket team, because we're sort of stuck with like 3 or 4 guys, and it's a bit of a schlep to do 8 hours of cricket with 2 or 3 people. So if you want to join our cricket commentary team, please send your details through to admin@1wsl.com. It doesn't matter where in the world you are, we all do this online from home. And then Anthea saying, thanks for the commentary, guys. You kept me in the loop of the Springbok action. Priceless. Thank you, Anthea, for your support. Let's see. Ja, man, ja, says, ja, Yeah, man, says Supermax. Yes. Where says Jonathan Bass. Rachel Thompson, thanks, guys. We appreciate you very much. Well done, Box. You guys are rock. Nice weekend for all. Yes, we will. You go Sos, says Elsa Peter Blanche. Whose nickname is Sos again? That's Franco Mostert, right? I'm not
or
so
Ed
sure.
Markram, depending on what sport you're thinking of.
Yeah, and Nazri Berg saying, thanks. Elbow bump, good vibes. Same to you. Boom, there you go.
Cool.
The Cricket Hub saying, I can commentate, so please send your details through to admin@1wsr.com. There it is on the ticker right there at the bottom. Oh, where's the... Oh, there we go. Send through your details. Jonathan Bass saying, away, Morse kinders. Thank you. Eddie Jones should humble himself now, says John Peter. Supermax, poker for the World Cup next year. I agree. That's a good way to end this.
Absolutely.
Geez, that was fun.
It has been a pleasure to bring you the South African Test rugby season. It has been a combination of highs and lows. We started back earlier this year against Wales, where they disappointed us, did the Springboks at Bloemfontein. Toyota Stadium is where we found our first loss, but South Africa capping it off nicely here with a victory over England at the home of English rugby. It has been a pleasure to bring you every single moment of this. And please, if you want to support us, tell your friends about us. Go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, like the bell, like us, ding the bell, and then you'll know when we go live. So we really appreciate every single one of you who have joined us for this game. On Facebook, give us a thumbs up, tweet us at OneWorldSR. And it has been, as I've said, again, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much. If you want to support us financially, admin@1wsr.com if you want to advertise with your business, or patreon.com/OneWorldSR. My name is David Midgley, and alongside me for much of this season has been Otto Simon. Thank you to all of you who have joined us. You are absolute legends, biscuits, and the whole buffet. You're all awesome. Thank you so much. Keep well. And God bless. We'll see you soon.
Good night.